High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/Varsity Media. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube. High school sports fans, Varsity Media Pass is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of boys and girls lacrosse, softball, and baseball, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Lacrosse is back here at Syosset High School. What better way to kick off the season than a battle of Suffolk against Nassau supremacy? It's East Islip making the trip from Suffolk County to take on Syosset here for the first game for us in the Varsity Media Sports Network. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Alongside Tom Rooney, Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us. Regular season is finally here. Super excited to bring you guys all on the way. Of course, it will end with county championships. We have those rights this year at Nassau County. But first time, let's talk about this matchup. It's an interesting one, too, because you've got 2 powerhouses in 2 different counties. Of course, East Islip and Suffolk. Syosset, that perennial powerhouse here. But 2 very different teams. East Islip brings back just about everybody from a team that played in a county championship game last year, and Syosset lost a ton from last year's Final Four team.
Yeah, you know, when we spoke with Coach Zumo, East Islip literally brings back just about every starter they had. It's very rare in high school lacrosse, so they're super excited. The expectations are really high, and the expectations at Syosset High School every year are to compete for a championship. They've been one of the powerhouse programs in Class A in Nassau for a lot of years. So this really is an unbelievable early season matchup to kick off Varsity Media High School lacrosse.
And I'll tell you what, both of these coaches, too, in our conversation said, we are tired of just playing like each other and let's see another team. Let's see a different color. And as you see there, those are the Redmen of East Islip. They are in Division 2. The coaches in Suffolk County have them 4. Behind Shoreham Wading River, Bayport, Blue Point, and Mount Sinai. But when it comes to Class B, and that's the championship they're going to compete for, they are preseason number 1. So the expectations, as you said, are there for this group. They have an embarrassment of riches of Division I talent up and down their roster, including these 2 guys who will be our impact players for EI on the left. It's Matt McEntee, and we'll detail his story throughout. But what a leader he's been for this group. Of course, he's bound for Syracuse. And listen, you dip into the transfer portal in the college, you do it here as well in high school. Brendan McCaffrey coming back in. He's an East Islip kid, was at Chaminade, lost in the numbers a little bit at Chaminade. They returned everybody, the Flyers do, from their starting defensive unit. McCaffrey wants to get looked at. He plays for Tommy Zumo in club ball, so it was a perfect scenario for him to come back, and he will be the number 1 defender.
Yeah, McEntee, right out of the gate, one of the best midfielders on the island, can literally do it all. We may even see him play some attack, but he plays as a D-mid, he plays on the wing. If you look at his stats, yes, he had a ton of goals, but 36 assists as a midfielder. He's an all-around excellent player. And when you're a high school coach and you get a transfer to come back to you from a private school like Chaminade, like McCaffrey is, Tommy Zumo told us he's their number 1 defender. He will play everybody's number 1 attackman. So on a team that didn't lose anything, they actually gained a huge piece in Brendan McCaffrey.
On the Syosset side, they were 11-7 a year ago, losing to Farmingdale 11-6, and then Nassau A semifinals. You lose some firepower from that team. Dylan Stadler at Marist, Adam Javinko as well. They combined for 66 goals and 40 assists. You had AJ Zuleta as well, but maybe the biggest loss, if you will, for Syosset is in the cage, right? You had a guy in Zach Finkelstein who was a Division I commit. Binghamton chose to decommit, playing club ball at the University of Texas, but big shoes to fill there as well, and that's a big sort of early storyline for Syosset here as they get going this season.
Yeah, Coach Calabria told us on our call, I mean, they've always had a Division I goalie here. Finkelstein was as good as any goalie over the last 3 years on the island, truly was, a top 3 or 4 goalie. So now you have an unproven goalie. You have someone brand new to the cage, so it's going to be a challenge. But Syosset has a lot of pieces. They don't have everybody back, but they have a lot of pieces. And, the culture here is, we show up to these big games and we're prepared to win.
Let's take a look at 2 of those bigger pieces for Syosset in this game, in this year as well. On the left side, you will see Brody Waxer. These are his numbers from a year ago when he was just a freshman. It feels like he should be a senior with all the experience he has, but just his sophomore year. And Will Cauley, what did Calabria say? He is an axe murderer. Look at the eyes. Focused. Will Cauley, he will get the other team's best. What I like about this, what we have here, is I think we're going to have best on best here. I think we're going to have Cauley perhaps on McEntee, and on the other side, McCaffrey on Waxer.
Yeah, Waxer obviously comes in with a ton of experience, but this will be a little bit of a different year for him. He's never gotten the number 1 defender. He's always had guys around. He's certainly capable and skilled. So this will be, his chance to step up and get to that next level as a player. And Will Cauley he is physical, he is fast, he is violent with his stick, as Coach said. So, and he's going to have his hands full today. But he's, an excellent player.
No doubt. Tom, let's take a look at the keys for this one, for both of these teams, and our conversation with the head coaches. And we'll see some overriding themes, I would think, right? Certainly the middle of the field ground ball is going to be really important. And you see for EI as well, it goes both ways. Get the good stops, let's get efficient. And Syosset, they want to get out and running, but they also want to stop East Islip from running.
Yeah, Syosset knows that East Islip has, a lot of middies that can get up and down. They don't want to get into a running game with them. They don't mind running, but they don't want to see East Islip get out and run. And the big thing at the bottom there for Syosset is going to be the goalie play. All eyes on this young goalie, and we'll see what he's got.
We'll take a look at, as you see, East Islip getting ready to go here in their curtain raiser for this season. Let's take a look at their starters here today, and a lot of familiar names if you know Suffolk County Lacrosse, if you know East Islip Lacrosse, and you see their attack line of Bernardos, Hannigan, and Baldino. The first midfield of McEntee. Matt Ferraro's another piece new, a transfer from Islip as well. Look out for him. He's a BU commit. And then Jack Kalinowski rounds out that first midfield unit. Chase Kenfora we'll see facing off, and there you see your close D of McCaffrey, Kalinowski, and Allen. And in the cage, Drew Wellandowski, bound for Villanova. And what a guy he's been. He's that guy that Syosset's so used to having, right? That Division I goalie. And there you see Wellandowski, 159 saves a year ago, 55% save percentage. Let's take a look at Syosset and their starters. Waxer, Gio Accardo. You have to have an Accardo apparently on Syosset. Rosenfeld. Those are 3 sophomores starting there. You got Turner, Azevedo, and Disqui. Look out for Disqui. Just a beast out there. You see Yaris at long stick. Midi, Cauley, Ostrager, Galligano, and Weisenfeld in the cage. It is East Islip. It's Syosset starting off our lacrosse season in a good way. All of that next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media Pass is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of boys and girls lacrosse, softball, and baseball, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Dylan Butler, Tom Rooney here, our entire Varsity Media crew at Syosset High School for this Battle of Bragging Rights. East Islip and Syosset. We showed you Walendowski in the cage for East Islip and a newcomer for Syosset. We'll take a look at him now. It's Josh Weisenfeld. The sophomore was a Jericho transfer a year ago, Tom. Backed up Brandon Klein. So those numbers that we're showing you there on the bottom, not much of their form, right? 16 saves a year ago, 12 goals against, 57% save percentage. But from the fall on, been very, very busy, has seen a lot of shots. Lacrosse in Syosset's a 10-month sport. So from the time that he transferred until this very moment, he's been very busy and battle-tested, but now the lights come on.
Yeah, inexperienced, but not really. They played fall tournaments. They played in the Winter League, so he's seen varsity action. It's always a little different when it's the spring and the scoreboard's on and Varsity Media's there and people are in the stands. So we'll see how Josh reacts.
Take a look at the opening face-off for today's game. And on the right side, Owen Azevedo. He's a guy who's been in this position, and it seems like the last couple of years it's been a first midfielder face-off guy for Syosset. So he stays on. Chase Kenfora. There's about 4 guys battling for that spot. So Kenfora gets the first face-off, probably of that foursome, the quickest hands of that group.
Right.
So here we go. First face-off goes to Azevedo. Nice turn as well to keep the possession alive, and Syosset on attack. There's Waxer.
So early on, we got McCaffrey on Disqui.
Yeah, Disqui beats his man, fires towards the cage off the mark. And it feels like already early on you can see Disqui. I know you've seen him a lot. He just looks bigger. Here's Waxer rounding the cage.
Yeah, this offense is going to go through Waxer and Disqui. Like you mentioned, Disqui's worked a lot on his game. He's a Hopkins commit. He's going to be a difference maker in this game. We really have 2 of the best middies on the island between McAtee and Disqui.
There's Turner. A lot is on his plate this year, Turner, because obviously the attention from the opposition will be on Waxer. It will be on Disqui. So you need others to step up. If you draw on the short stick, right, try to beat your man, draw the slide, get some opportunities for Waxer and Disqui to get open.
Yeah, everybody knows about Waxer and Disqui, so you know somebody else is going to have to beat somebody. We see the young sophomore Rosenfeld on right now. They just brought Acevedo to the box. And you're going to see a lot of this. You're going to see get the ball to Disqui and nice play by McCaffrey to cause the turnover.
Yeah, so EI goes the other way. And there might not be as much substituting as one would expect. There's a lot of two-way guys Bounce, turnaround from the cage. Baldino buries it, and EI takes the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, well, that didn't take very long. A nice turnover by McCaffrey, somebody we highlighted at the front of the show. And what you see here is Baldino just getting a step, does a nice job of getting his shoulders to the cage and finishing that ball high.
So 1 shot, 1 goal for Matt Baldino, the pace commit. Lefty attackman, 31 goals a year ago as a junior. And Azevedo goes 2 for 2. This is what he trains. This is his craft, face off, but has that ability to stay on for this Syosset group.
Yeah, what you see early on right now is they're putting Disqui down at attack to on the face-off to just, get him the ball early. Don't allow a lock or anything like that. You can see him using his body. Nice
Great save by Walendowski. First one.
And it looks like Disqui landed in the crease there, so East Islip ball.
And this is the part of the game for Walendowski that he's improved upon. Well, I just jinxed him.
Yeah.
He's gotten better in the clearing game, except right there. So these are things, Tom, that we expect, right? First quarter, first game, perhaps some nerves, and even just some energy, right? That's one thing, too, that Tommy Zumo said, just a little bit concerned that his guys are too amped up.
Yeah, they wanted to play somebody else, right? Somebody in another jersey. And, and then you get here and you're pumped up and, even little passes like that seem to be bigger.
McCaffrey again. And now he initiates the offense. And East Islip, a couple of turnovers. Back on attack.
Yeah, our first look at a settled East Islip offense, and right now McAtee has a short stick. I'm sure they're going to get him the ball, and they do.
Yeah, Turner's on him, and Turner's like, I'm going to bail out of this. You take care of it, long poles. Feet towards the crease, and this one's picked up, and now Syosset looking to clear. Good one to Disqui. Now he's got some room. Disqui steps down, fires their equalizer.
And this is the evolution. Last year he would have tried to put that stick back into his left hand. Right now he gets out on the break, and this is really where he's good. You see him pick up this turnover, and, instead of putting it in his left hand and maybe getting checked, he keeps it in the right hand. He's worked on his game, and he finishes a nice high to low.
Disqui, a Johns Hopkins commit. And the way that Calabria described him, really well, said he's a fire-breathing dragon out there.
Yeah, he's as competitive as they come. He's a big-time hockey kid who finally gave up a lot of his travel hockey to concentrate on lacrosse, and you could see it.
That was a face-off won by Camden Bloom, so you're going down a little bit inside the foursome that will face off for East Islip. So after 2 losses, you go to Bloom, and Bloom a good compliment as well to Canfora. First shot attempted by Sean Hannigan, and the first save is made by Weisenfeld.
Yeah, nice look by McAtee. Hannigan probably could have taken another step, but a nice save. I'm sure that felt good for the young Syosset goalie, Weisenfeld.
That doesn't feel too good, I think. Hannigan on the ride, all over him. And a failure to clear the ball for Syosset. So Hannigan, he gets stopped, but then he gets right back, stays up there, and forces the turnover.
Yeah, Coach Zumo said to us that Hannigan is the smartest player he's ever coached. He's the only freshman up on this varsity. He played up as an 8th grader, and you can see why. He just, listen, mistakes happen. He stays with it. He knows after one play, you just go and make the next one.
This is Matt Ferraro handing it off. Now looking to get topsides, Jack Kalinowski. A lot of weapons, although this is your guy popping out here, McEntee. He's the guy who doesn't act like the guy. And that's one of the things that Zumo says he loves about him.
Yeah, they go a little mumbo set there, a 1-4 into like a weave. Oh, nice behind the back pass.
Yeah, McEntee, the attempt was by Heffernan.
This East Islip offense right now has a lot of movement. They got a lot of guys, a lot of weapons, and good patience.
Kalinowski goes low to high, off the mark. And the one word it was repetitive by Zumo, but it's a good repetitive. He talked about the lacrosse IQ across the board of this team as Hannigan's pass tried to get it over the top. And now here comes Disqui. Look at this. Disqui, a hockey breakaway. He's not missing that one. Buries it. His second goal, and Syosset has a 2-1 lead.
You know, when you look for a Hopkins midi, right, you look for a kid who's just different and tilts the field, right, and athletically. You know, this is a 1-yard head start that turns into a 5-yard cushion. And Discreet just outruns, does a nice job, a little fake and finish, keeps the goalie guessing. And that's just 2 athletic plays to get 2 goals.
So it's Azevedo and Bloom again. We are anxiously awaiting maybe the third face-off guy
I hope
for
so.
East Islip, which is Sebastian Regis. Let's see who gets this win. Ground ball, still competed for. And it goes to Disqui. What a force, Disqui! It's the natural hat trick.
A hat trick for number 34, Disqui.
I mean, listen, this great players always seem to find the ball, don't they? Like, this is anybody's ball, right? And Disqui comes out of a pile, and then with the strength to get under, you know, eats a couple checks, overhand, finds the back of the cage.
Fire-breathing dragon, David Disqui.
So I like the pace of the game. I like the pace of the game right now. I mean, I think if you're Syosset, the ball has found David Disqui, you know, 3 or 4 times, and that's good for you. And if you're East Islip, you've actually run some good offense, you know, a couple of early turnovers and things like that. But, you know, they're both trying to feel each other out, and Syosset's probably really excited that the ball keeps finding Disqui.
Absolutely. What a way to start his season, David Disqui, as Syosset has opened up a 3-1 lead. There's a good look at John Calabria, 25th season as head coach. Congratulations. That's a nice milestone to reach as a head coach. Class of 1989 at Sachem.
And I'm sure he was talking to Weisenfeld about the clear, right? He made the big save on Hannigan, and then, you know, we're all congratulating him. And then, you know, that's the other part of being a goalie. Finkelstein was an excellent outletter. I mean, the ball came out, and that's the other part. You know, everybody thinks goalie is stopping the ball. The next part is the clear.
Azevedo. Another face-off win for him, his 4th. And here's Waxer. He's barely touched the ball. There's been so much unsettled for Disqui, but he shovels it behind the back. And the backup was there. Good effort, though, by Walendowski to try to force the turnover.
Yeah, and I like Waxer testing his matchup early on before slides are ready. And now we're going to get a look at some of the other middies for Syosset.
At 22, Josh Chung, but Disqui's like, please get out of my way. And there's that matchup. We were thinking this might be on Waxer, but McCaffrey comes. Slide comes as well. Disqui still with the ball. Finally hands it off. Backing up is Ryan Rosenfeld, that lefty among that starting attack unit. Chopping away, and we'll have our first penalty as well. It will go against East Islip. That's Brandon Rizzuto. Gio Accardo, excuse me, was tasked with moving it. He did that, but not to one of his own players. So first man-up opportunity will go to Syosset. It'll be a 1-minute slash.
Yeah, just a little over-aggressive there by Rizzuto, and we're going to get a look at the man-up, and obviously I think we're thinking either Discrew or Waxer here for some sort of shot.
Well, perhaps even, look out for Gio Accardo on the crease, because there could be some space there for him. There's already space with the extra man, but might be even more right now. Here he is. Turner. And you see Waxer up top. Here comes Disque. Step down shot. Oh, man. Shot out of a cannon to start the year. Disque with 4, including the man-up goal.
So one of the things the Syosset coaching staff talked about was you're worried about David getting locked, right? So, when you're a man up, he's smelling the opportunity where he's got his hands free and he's got room. And we see now he's got range. All his other goals have been athletic, in tight. Now we're talking from 15 yards. But watch this overhand bouncer. I mean, that is so difficult to stop.
I feel like we've seen a bunch from his arsenal, from his toolkit here already early on. Face-off win here for East Islip. But look out. That was Turner, I think, right? No, it's Disque. Why not?
Well, yeah.
Rosenfeld. It is all going Syosset's way right now. 4 David Disque goals have them leading East Islip 4-1.
Yeah, that was actually an East Islip face-off win, but Disque right out of the box, from his attack position, just rides it back. I mean, he's literally doing it all right now.
And that is one thing, you'll hear it from college coaches all the time, and we had the great opportunity to do that Rutgers-UMass game at Howitt Middle School in Farmingdale on Saturday, as here comes Turner. Little tomahawk chance, side of the cage, looked out. Walendowski had to pick it up. But Brian Breck said the same thing. He said, listen, my guy might have a good save, might have a good face-off percentage, but we need those to translate now into offensive possessions.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't just win it. You got to win it. You got to clear it. You got to settle it for it to really matter. And now East Islip has settled the ball. They get a stop. They get a save. And honestly, they barely had the ball. You feel like it's maybe their second, third possession.
And you wonder if they maybe value that a little more here on this one. But McEntee, oh, man. How's that net still up? Off the bar. And look at how the Disque, he just kind of hangs out. Again, if I could use a hockey analogy, kind of at the blue line, right? And here comes an unsettled situation for Syosset to the cage. Rosenfeld gets his first.
Yeah, that's a tough turn of events for East Islip. McEntee down the alley with a really good shot. It hits the crossbar, ricochets all the way to the midline. A couple guys have a shot at it, and Rosenfeld comes up with it, and then it's another foot race. And Rosenfeld does a nice job here at getting under, right, overhand, and hammers the ball.
You can see that hesitation defensively, and that a lot of times that's what kills you, right? Like,
yeah,
cannot hesitate. And that allowed Rosenfeld that extra opportunity. As it's Bloom, Accardo jumped. So just a second face-off win for East Islip.
You see Chase Yaris out there for Syosset, the aggressive LSM, and like you called it, Goalie bumps up to play McEntee. So one of these attackmen on East Islip is going to have a short stick and is going to have to dodge a short stick from behind in order for them to take advantage.
Well, it won't be Baldino. Ball goes out. Kept alive, though, by McEntee. Ferraro hands off. Here's our first look at Christian Ventezullo, who just rolls it to McEntee. That's Zhang, who's on him. Had a long pole for the last couple years. Just now bringing the short stick. And another turnover, some sloppy play offensively for East Islip. It's been a good clear. That's Dean Young, who along with Conrad Zhang, those are your short stick D-middies, the guys who bring those lunch pails every day.
Yeah, nice job by Dean Young there, showing good speed. And Syosset gets another stop. I think it's throwing East Islip off a little bit with the way they're matching up and double polling their midfield. It's probably something they haven't practiced a whole lot or even seen in a scrimmage.
Walendowski makes the save on Chung. Loose ball, an opportunity perhaps. Oh, look at this squeeze. An open net. Oh, Walendowski! Are you kidding me? Fairly certain you can't do that. And that's what the referee is saying, but incredible. Wow.
I think we're going to get some clarification right now. If you're a field player, you're not allowed to throw your stick at any time.
Look at this again.
We see East Islip here trying to clear, and there's, you're going to see Disque around the ball again. Nice check, and it looks like he's got an open cage. Well, that's incredible. That's incredible. Oh, baby.
It might not be legal, but man, was that amazing.
Yeah. Great instincts, too. Why not? I mean, you're going to give up a goal, you might as well get a stop. So it's an unsportsmanlike. The penalty goes to the in-home player for East Islip, and it's going to be a man up for Syosset.
So Walendowski's going to have to come out.
I don't think we got into who's the backup goalie, did we?
We did not, and that's...
We're about to find out.
Yeah.
Ryan Hilbert, it looks like.
Yeah. And he's got to get warmed up here just because what a situation for him to step into.
So coaches always think they prepare for everything, right? When they go into game one, and you go into game one and you're getting double poled at the midfield. Your goalie gets a penalty in the first quarter. You got to warm up your second string guy in the middle of a quarter.
Another look here for you.
That's a great ice pick check there. And then watch this. I mean, that is wild. That is so cool.
And you'd rather the penalty,
right,
than give up the goal.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, listen, they have an opportunity right now to get a stop, and no harm, right? No harm done. So.
And if they score on the man up, they were about to anyway.
That's right. It was an open goal. He was going to score. So. I think that's the first shot David's missed, today.
I mean, listen, Syosset as a team, unofficially, we've got them for 10 shots. They've got 5 goals.
Yeah. And to be fair, Walendowski's excellent. These shots are right on top of him. These are not easy ones.
So Syosset already with a man-up goal. What a quarter. And again, this is why you love high school sports, right? Because if you came in here, you'd be like, this is the quarter maybe East Islip's going to have with all those guys back and Syosset, a bunch of new parts trying to figure things out. But instead it's Syosset who have really everything going right for them right now. And this is one where it's a minute penalty, and they're just not going to take a shot to make sure there's no face-off to start the second quarter.
Right, so they'll get a full 30-plus seconds to open up the second quarter, guaranteed possession, and that puts an end to a pretty wild first quarter of the season.
Yeah, we start our broadcast season with something we've never seen before. And we've also starting it with a lot of David Disque. The fire-breathing dragon bound for Hopkins has been all over it. 34. First quarter goals for 34. Step down, time and space, forget it. Disqui buries it. It's Syosset with a 5-1 lead after one. You're watching it all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Feel like your game film is too stagnant and not providing you with the insight that your coaches had hoped for? Varsity Media offers game film to help your coaches develop a game plan to execute on game day. Our current clients love the Varsity Media difference, which includes more insightful camera angles and a speedy upload process. Start building your championship team today with award-winning individuals at Varsity Media.
Good look there at Tommy Zumo. And what a program he's built in a very short period of time as well. You see their third season, a 2001 graduate of Islip, of course, played professional lacrosse as well. And Zumo really early on, Tom, leaving his mark on this program, really lifting them up now to be a championship contender.
Yeah, this is the group he kind of started with. He mentioned these are the guys when he got here that were freshmen and sophomores, and now they're juniors, seniors. I think he has 36 juniors and seniors.
Disqui from distance, Walendowski the save.
And it was actually Hilbert. Walendowski's in the
yes, you're right.
penalty box. So the backup goalie gets a great save, and it was worth it.
And they kill off that man up. He does his job, Walendowski. Scampers back into the cage, and well done, young man. One shot, one save.
Yeah, let's see if that, killing off that penalty can kind of get East Islip going here.
Coming downhill now for Syosset's Matt Ferraro. He's that other guy we were talking about, right? Like the big additions via transfer. It's Ferraro, who's, Zumo says he's McEntee minus some of that amazing speed that McEntee has. Slide comes, ball on the carpet, picked up well by Ferraro. Nice pass inside. Extra one, McEntee! Great look as well by Heffernan. And McEntee's got his first of the season.
Yeah, I love the look by Heffernan, really unselfish, and we get our first look at McEntee. And the ball's been on the ground a lot, and it seems like whoever picks it up gets opportunities. And here's this Islip, getting the ball to their guy. So McEntee now, gets in the mix. You're seeing two literally of the best middies in all of Long Island here, going back and forth.
And you're right, great look there too by Heffernan, the pace commit, who drew the slide, and as soon as that slide came, gave it to McEntee, who didn't need a lot of time to finish that one. Acevedo, another face-off win. Pole goal? No, Walendowski makes the save.
McEntee's dangerous here in the open field.
His third, the team's fourth save. And you're right, here comes McEntee.
Good find.
And that's shot off the mark. Firing it there was Kalinowski.
So looks like Syosset's jumping into a zone right now, trying to throw a different look at East Islip.
Yeah, Calabria said you might know this zone well.
Yeah, I put this zone in at Syosset a long time ago.
Here's Hannigan. Terrific lacrosse IQ for him. McEntee off the mark.
Yeah, I like the way they move the ball there to get McEntee a step down. Watch Hannigan behind the cage. He's very two-handed. He's very smart. He's the right guy there, and without pressure on his hands, and he can pick you apart if you let him.
Here's Heffernan, good size for him. And there's that look again. We saw that earlier with Hannigan attempting it. This time the pass was to Hannigan and off the mark.
So now you got to clear the ball. This isn't always the easiest spot on the field to clear it.
And it was a good clear. Well, actually, it got over midfield, but turning it over.
Yeah, offsides there. One of the backside middies there had to stay on, and you know, you practice a lot of clearing from the end line. You don't do a whole lot from the top of the box, and it looked like they were just a little off kilter. So East Islip gets another chance. Nice look.
Hannigan, oh, great save. Heffernan denied. Heffernan looking for more. Terrific stick check by Gagliano.
Looks like we're going to get a loose ball push on Syosset. A great check. The follow through afterwards is what they're going to call.
And a timeout is called, and we'll take it with them as well. 8:32 left here, second quarter. Syosset with a 5-2 lead over East Islip. You're watching it right here in the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
When it comes to advertising, are you hitting the right audience? Why waste your time with television or a free print publication that's given out at a local deli? Varsity Media has your back. With a following of over 50,000 and a local demographic ranging between the ages of 18 and 54 years old, it's time to get that return on investment. Plus, here's the best part. Your ad lives forever on our YouTube page. And with a large on-demand audience, it's a grand slam to advertise with Varsity Media.
Welcome back to Syosset High School. Dylan Butler, Tom Rooney, our entire Varsity Media crew here. Good look at Charlie Heffernan, a guy who's primarily, you can see his size, you can understand why he's more of an inside finisher, but has picked up that perimeter game as well. Hannigan spins from X.
Yeah, Syosset back in that zone.
Back and T wide.
Yeah, I like that. Sometimes in zone, you know, it slows people down, but you still got to attack it. You still got to dodge the corners of the zone. Otherwise, you just throw the ball around with no real plan. And they're moving McAtee around, I think, to different spots, which is smart as well. But it has slowed him down. So Syosset's done a nice job here in the zone.
Wind picking up in a big way here at Syosset. Here's Ferraro. Baldino up top. Good job by McAtee to recover. Ferraro. Low to low. Off the mark. Even though they're missing these shots, Tom, what you're doing is you're keeping possession alive for East Islip, which wasn't the case in that first quarter.
Yeah, with no shot clock yet on Long Island, you know, that will come in next year. But what you get is, you know, if you play your cards right, you can have the ball for long periods of time.
McAtee hands off. Turnaround shot by Ferraro, and that's that lefty-righty that you mentioned. That's off the mark, but that's the 11th shot now for EI. So after Syosset dominating so many statistical categories, they're now within one shot of Syosset, but of course still trailed by 3.
Yeah, Ferrara's a good player. You know, you just feel like he's going to get loose at some point.
It's a good stick check by Yaris. Loose ball comes to EI. What a look, McEntee. The hitch, McEntee!
So this is another ball that ends up on the ground, and it creates these situations where your defense isn't set. We saw it early on for Syosset, and now we see it for East Islip. And that's a great job on that approach. That's one of those long approaches that McEntee hitches. No one likes to get hit by a ball, Dylan, so they kind of freeze a little bit, and then he steps around and gets his hands free.
And all of a sudden, EI now within 2.
Yeah, Acevedo's done a nice job at the faceoff X. East Islip's got to scrap its way back in. When you're not winning, you got to find ways to get the ball, or they're going to have numbers.
He certainly will. Step down, yes! Pole goal! Ostrager, he had 4 a year ago.
Yeah. Coach specifically called him out in our phone call and talked about Ostrager, how he's looking for a home and he wants to play college lacrosse. He's an excellent player, and you see him off the wing. He does a really nice job there of kind of hesitating. The defense didn't know whether to slide to him or not, right? And he just goes overhand. It's really tough to pick up as a goalie.
Heffernan comes away for a moment at least, raked along the turf. And there's Disqui. Disqui trying to find Ostrager, and that's off the mark.
Yeah, good idea. They did have numbers. You just got to connect the dots there. Syosset's winning a bunch of battles there in the middle of the field on those face-off scrums. They're getting opportunities.
Tom, that was one of the keys, right? That Calabria gave us. Here's McEntee, Cauley on him. Kalinowski, lefty, off the mark.
You know, they got to get a little bit more accurate, but the East Islip minis can sling it. I mean, you saw Ferraro, now Kalinowski, and obviously McEntee. This is a really good mini group that's not playing Ryan Parker today, the Rutgers commit. They got a lot of weapons here.
Step down, nice save. Heffernan with the shot. Slide comes Kalinowski's way, and Cauley all over him, right on the hands. Here's Heffernan. He's got the shorty matchup. Heffernan bullies his way. Cauley right back at him. And a timeout called by East Islip. Seen a lot of Will Cauley early on. Big number 33 for Syosset.
Yeah, he was pressuring Kalinowski up top, and then next thing you know, he's pressuring Heffernan down low. He's everywhere.
Speaking of everywhere, we will be everywhere as well. Take a look at some of our upcoming lacrosse sportscasts. Another battle of bragging rights between 631 and 516. Port Washington, Half Hollow Hills. That's a team that's a lot of people are talking about. It's either their year or they're a year away. I'm not sure. Right. Might be their year.
I'll be on that call. I'll let you know.
All right. And then you see right after that, Syosset, Southside as well, and Manhasset, Cold Spring Harbor. Under the lights at Cold Spring Harbor. How much fun is that? Yeah. Between two blue bloods here in Nassau County. Southside, Cold Spring Harbor. We go out to Bayport, Blue Point, as they're another team that a lot of people are talking about. Taking on West Islip, of course, a team that won the county championship a year ago. Massapequa, Syosset. Not a lot of love lost between those two. Syosset, Cold Spring Harbor, Southside, and Garden City. All of that right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. If you want to hit that subscribe button, youtube.com/Varsity Media.
That's a great lineup.
That's just the beginning.
Yeah.
We're not even, that's like the first week.
Yeah. That's so cool. I mean, Bayport is excellent. You know, the Syosset Massapequa game every year is a bloodbath, right? And then you have Cold Spring Harbor and Manhasset that always have great games.
This is a fantastic turf, right? It's a beautiful facility. Now you bring in lights. I miss the old grass field when it was Massapequa Syosset. I mean, those were, oh my goodness. And there it is. We mentioned he's an inside finisher, and Heffernan does just that.
Yeah, that's a beautiful look. And credit Coach Zumo there. He takes the timeout, sets up a play out of the timeout, and, you know, anticipated them coming out in zone and pressure a little bit. And just a really nice look. Heffernan with the spin and the finish. Nice job.
Kalinowski with the feed. And it's, again, a 2-goal game. It's been all Azevedo, and really outside of the first 2 faceoffs, it's been all Bloom as well for East Islip.
Right, and a lot of them have been on the ground, and Syosset's done a good job of coming up with them. That one was a little cleaner for Acevedo.
And there's Disqui.
Yeah, we haven't called Disqui in a little bit, and that's because East Islip's had the ball a lot, but, you know, every time he gets the ball, I think the East Islip guys are holding their breath a little bit.
He draws McCaffrey in his first game in an EI uniform, coming downhill, getting the shoulder waxer. And a good job just affecting that shot by Andrew Cooper, the LSM.
Yeah, they ran Waxer out of the box there, get him off the attack, and it kind of caught East Islip by surprise a little bit.
That's one thing, too, that Calabria said, right? Maybe you get him into a short stick matchup. Terrific defense. There is losing the ball was Accardo.
Yeah, East Islip ran a little lock there. They didn't give Accardo any easy outlet, and, you know, there's a little too much pressure.
Walendowski. Yeah, we're playing lacrosse bingo. We got the pole goal. We got a look to the crease. Oh, look at that. Sometimes it pays off to be in the right spot, right? Hannigan with the finish.
Yeah, nice job by Jake Berlin behind the cage, and we're going to see Hannigan just know where to go. And you can see right there on the screen, he's not the biggest kid, and Coach talked about that, but he knows how to move. Just goes a little backdoor cut right here. Berlin with a nice soft pass, and Hannigan just one-times it in. And we got a 1-goal game.
That's despite Accardo winning all but 2 faceoffs. Now, 3 face-off losses. As McEntee going downhill on Cauley. McEntee. And that's our highlight matchup right there.
Yeah, I love the way McEntee went right at him. I mean, he doesn't fear anybody, nor should he. And it was a great opportunity in those unsettled before the slide comes.
That's Ventazzulo, the glue guy for this East Islip team. Maybe the 5th or 6th guy on that depth chart in the midfield, but guy, listen, another one of those guys who is a converted attackman who went on to the second midfield, and he's going to he'll get some short sticks. McEntee, we know what he's going to get all the time. McEntee beats a couple of poles and fires it wide.
Yeah, that's one he probably wants back. He does a nice job of getting by Cauley, and then he eats the slide check and just missed wide. Looks like Syosset back in the zone here. And last time East Islip had the ball, they did a really nice job out of the timeout against the zone. Ran a little set play with a guy inside.
That's that lacrosse IQ, right, that Zumo mentioned. McEntee hands off. He'll go on extended. Oh, the look to the crease to McEntee. Picked off.
Nice ride back.
Yeah, the ball was initially won by Syosset. That was Conrad Zhang. And Syosset, in fact, will have the possession once they get clear. Which has been easier said than done here today for both teams. There's Josh Chung. And here's Waxer. A quiet first half so far for Brody Waxer.
Yeah, I was just thinking they got to get him going a little bit here. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities. If you're Syosset, you haven't had the ball a lot. It's under 2 minutes. I wonder if they may slow this down a little bit.
It's Acevedo. Tries to get downhill. Terrific check. That's what we're saying about these EI guys, right? That's Kalinowski. He's going both ways. McEntee, a track guy, he'll go both ways.
Yeah, those guys can run all day. They were part of that relay, right? That coach said, I think, finished third in the state.
Yeah, the 4x200. Here's Waxer. Intercepted. Scroll again.
Yeah, when the ball's been on the ground, it's ended up in the back of the goal a lot today. So let's see what happens here.
That's because Disque's found the way to come up with it. Blew a tire there.
He was going, right?
Back out to Turner. And you're right, interesting here with Waxer, right? Pop him out, draws a short stick, slide came his way, but it's still that short stick matchup. And Waxer, as he tried to feed the crease, trying to find Chung, was about to say, can Waxer take advantage of that? It's almost as if EI are testing him here to beat him.
Yeah, they're pushing out on Disque. Nice shot.
That was Acevedo, and it was just as a timeout was called.
Yeah, the Syosset bench didn't like the way that offensive possession was going. And why not? You can't bring them with you, so get a timeout with 25 seconds with plenty of time to draw something up and get a good shot.
Different look this year in Nassau County, right? It's the Power Conference, and it's something that we've talked to a few different coaches about, and you can see it there on the left. So you've got Conference A, B, and C, and D, where Cold Spring Harbor is, and you see it's Farmingdale, Syosset, Pequot, and Port, Garden City, Manhasset, Southside, Cold Spring Harbor, Wantagh as well. These guys are playing each other on the regular. I think it's amazing, and certainly for us, for the viewers. It adds a different wrinkle, though, for the coaches, right? Because I've spoken to a few already. We spoke with Calabria, and listen, he said, we normally play these teams anyway, but it's kind of on our terms on when we can schedule it, and we don't schedule around the league game. Now it's every week. You're playing one of these dynamic, really good teams, and he kind of wonders, right, what happens to that team that emerges out of Nassau County? After all these battles, are they chopped meat, as he said it, right? Or are you battle tested? There's a fine line, usually.
Yeah, there's really no weak. There's not a weak opponent in that power conference, and there's no real weak spots in the schedule. So what winds up happening is, every Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever it is, you're playing two really tough opponents, and you're going to wear down a little bit, and I think that's the fear that they have.
And we're talking about it from the literal power perspective, but it also helps the lesser teams, or the teams who, are in Class A, as Walendowski finally gets one on Disque.
Yep. Great save. They got numbers here. Back to Heffernan.
Oh, Heffernan!
That's huge.
Well, you get an and one. He got hit late. No flag, though, but Heffernan, another goal for him.
And coming out of the timeout, Syosset gets a great look. Walendowski up to the challenge, and then a great job in transition. East Islip got out and run there, and Heffernan, gave it up early and got it back late. That's a great job. Here's our guy.
C15, that is a former state championship wrestler and the best lineman in Long Island, or on Long Island. And this time Acevedo gets the face-off win, fires it on the cage. That was Sebastian Regis, who took that last face-off for East Islip. So what an entertaining first half. It was all Syosset early, and then East Islip, they're getting back into it. There's Heffernan with the finish. He's got East Islip tied at 6. Don't go anywhere. Second half when we return on Varsity Media Sports Network.
Inside the 10 to the end zone.
Oh, he's got a wide open receiver. AJ Duff. Get out of the way! Dante Torres! End zone. Touchdown.
10-5 touchdown.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media Pass is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of boys and girls lacrosse, softball, and baseball, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com. Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level. Feel like your game film is too stagnant and not providing you with the insight that your coaches had hoped for? Varsity Media offers game film to help your coaches develop a game plan to execute on game day. Our current clients love the Varsity Media difference, which includes more insightful camera angles and a speedy upload process. Start building your championship team today with award-winning individuals at Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
Varsity Media is offering a video folder that you can customize to meet your needs. A photo of your athlete can be elegantly placed in the front panel. Essential statistics with a biography can be printed on the inside panel, and videos can be downloaded and viewed on an LCD screen for as long as 2 hours. The attractive video folder can be placed on a coffee table and instantly becomes a conversation starter. Order your video folder today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click Catalogs, or give us a call at 516-403-2050. When it comes to advertising, are you hitting the right audience? Why waste your time with television or a free print publication that's given out at a local deli? Varsity Media has your back. With a following of over 50,000 and a local demographic ranging between the ages of 18 and 54 years old, it's time to get that return on investment. Plus, here's the best part. Your ad lives forever on our YouTube page. And with a large on-demand audience, it's a grand slam to advertise with Varsity Media.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Did you know Varsity Media now offers action photography for all sporting events? Available for individuals or teams, we'll send dedicated photographers down to field level to capture your best moments. Our rates are affordable and our photos will leave you with lasting memories for a lifetime. Contact us today, mention this ad, and get $25 off your first order. Email ben@varsitymedia.net or call 516-403-2050.
Welcome back to Syosset High School. Dylan Butler, Tom Maroney, our entire Varsity Media crew. It's 6-6 at half. Let's take a look at the first half stats, Tom. And a lot of balance between the quarters, certainly, right? East Islip 4-shot edge. You see the big edge for Syosset in faceoffs, 10 of 13. And then both starting goalies with 5 saves. One extra save.
That's right.
And Walendowski was in. And speaking of being in, 1 of 2 for the man up. EI has not gone man up. We kind of thought maybe they should have. Late hit by Goalie wasn't called there late in that second quarter.
Yeah, very even, but very entertaining first half.
Bloom goes forward. Didn't get it yet. And McEntee gets the ground ball. So face-off win for Bloom. And now East Islip a chance to take the lead. Pretty balanced scoring in that first half for EI. Heffernan and McEntee with 2 apiece. Hannigan, Baldino, and Kalinowski with 1 each. A different story for Syosset. Of course, Disque was red hot in that first quarter, scoring 4 goals. Rosenfeld has the other for Syosset. There's Heffernan.
Yeah, Syosset's in the zone, but they're extending the zone, and they allow Goalie to come out and pressure. So if you don't move the ball right away, Goalie will get on your hands and cause havoc.
Good movement, off ball. McEntee, shot, save, rebound is loose. Still loose. Off the bar. There's the hitch again from McEntee. That shot was Kalinowski. Second time they rang iron. It was McEntee in the first half, blasting a shot off the crossbar.
Yeah, I feel like every time the ball's been on the ground, whoever picked it up has a scoring opportunity, and East Islip unfortunately hits the pipe. But if you're Syosset, you don't mind this long offensive possessions. You're not exposing your young goalie to a ton of shots. And if you're East Islip, you just got to stay patient. There will be looks. Right, great look by Hannigan.
And there's the finish inside by Kalinowski.
I mean, the words just came out of my mouth. There will be looks. And Hannigan, with his high IQ, just skips that across to Kalinowski. You're going to get a look at it right now. Good job of just keeping the ball hot, getting it in and out of sticks, and then what a great skip pass. Good handle by Kalinowski, and not much that Weisenfeld can do from that spot.
By number 4.
So for Kalinowski, goal number 2. And it's East Islip now with a 7-6 lead. So growing, Tom, into the game are the Redmen.
Yeah, I mean, it was 5-1 at one point, so this is a good response by the Redmen. Nice job by Chase Yaris here. What hustle by McAtee.
And there's Waxer. Just that one assist in the first half for Brody.
Yeah, I'm not sure who 44 is for East Islip. He's done a nice job on him. But this is how we started off with Disque getting his hands free, kind of running around. And good save by Waldenowski.
I wasn't sure if he had the save or it was the post. Either way, as Disque with it back again. Ball on the carpet. Who comes away with this scramble? There's been quite a few in this game, that is for sure. Went in and off or out of the stick of Turner. Still loose. Waxer goes BTB. Now Syosset settles in to their offense. It's Chung. McEntee defending him.
Yeah, Chung played a lot of attack last year, so he's going to bring him behind, try to invert him here. Feels very comfortable behind the cage. And there's McEntee with the defense.
Great job by McEntee.
We talked about him at the opener, like how a complete midi he is. We've seen him do literally everything today. He clears the ball, he's on the wings, he's playing short stick defense. I don't know if he's left the field yet.
I think that's something that Syracuse is going to love seeing, right? And even if you have him as like a clearing short stick D midi, right, kind of guy, he could step on the field. And there it is, a step down shot, back-to-back goals to start things off for EI. That was Baldino, his second of the game.
Goal by number 12, Baldino.
Yeah, you're going to see this ball. McAtee has the ball in the clear and just does a nice job of getting it, forward. And all of a sudden, Baldino realizes there's nobody there. Does a nice job of coming around and taking the extra step.
Berlin had the pass. His second assist.
And Bloom has kind of done a pretty good job here to start the second half with the face-offs.
It's also about trusting your wings. That's good wing play there for Syosset on the other side of things. But a forced one, right? Like you had the ball for Syosset, and then you try to hurry.
Yeah, you probably didn't need to force that. But that's what happens when you go, a couple goals down. You start to press a little bit, and they might have numbers here again.
And Walendowski, good clear. Ventazzulo, as they push the numbers. Oh, high shot. Cauley, I think, got in on the stick.
Nice job by East Islip recognizing that. Hannigan one more to Berlin. Good hustle by Syosset.
Off the mark by Ventazzulo.
Yeah, you just sense that East Islip now is just getting a little bit more comfortable going against this zone. If they keep it hot here, they're getting good looks.
Ferraro over the net.
Yeah, we haven't really seen Ferraro get loose yet. He's obviously an excellent player, a BU commit. And right now they are resting McAtee, so I would look to see Ferraro, get more involved in the offense.
Hannigan. Pass off the mark. It's going to be a push with possession, so Syosset takes over. Here's Cauley. Disqui. Switches. Disqui swims. Disqui. He draws the number 1 pole, and this time win goes to McCaffrey.
I was just thinking McCaffrey does a really nice job there of standing his ground, not letting Disqui get to the front of the cage, and he gets the late check. And here's McAtee.
And that was from the clear all the way through, as being that alpha, still getting the shot off. Maybe get him in the substitution game here. A little late subbing for Syosset. Fortunate, though, that ball went on the carpet. And the first penalty will come against Syosset now. One minute on the slash. And it was a result of that scrum. So it's a slash, first man up opportunity for EI.
Yeah, our first look at the man up. This is a group that's skilled. They got a lot of guys here that are threats. And
who's got the pole now?
Yeah, why not?
Give it to Disqui. He's used to having that long stick in his hand, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen,
a hockey rink.
He plays for me at Shore to Shore in the summer. He does a little bit of everything.
Oh, fantastic. Look, Heffernan buries his third. Baldino with a great look, man up goal, and EI is cooking.
Yeah, I kind of felt like this man up unit was going to be nice and slick, and Heffernan looks like he just slides into space there. Baldino puts it right on his stick. Nice play. And East Islip goes up 3.
So Heffernan, 3 goals for him. Baldino picks up his first assist. And East Islip capitalizes on their first man-up opportunity. Azevedo tries to go forward. A good ground ball picked up by number 2, Andrew Cooper. Syosset with the ride. But East Islip gets the clear. Heffernan, and those passes, Tommy, today have just been off. Right, you try to skip it, and those skip passes, I don't know if it's the wind or the elements or just being game 1, they've not connected so far. There's a conversation among the officials, it'll be Syosset ball.
Yeah, East Islip thought it was deflected, and Syosset dodged a bullet there.
Ostrager, he's got a goal in this game. There's Nick Turner. Waxer, goal line extended. Waxer! First time, Tom, we've seen him with an open opportunity.
Yeah, nice job by him attacking his defender right away. Got underneath him, just couldn't get the finish.
That's Rosenfeld. He's got to go. Liam Allen is defending him.
Yeah, East Islip pressing out a little bit here, stretching their defense, not making anything easy.
Waxer backs it up. Here comes Waxer downhill. Waxer switches hands, and that shot's wide.
Yeah, everything but the finish on that one. He does a nice job of beating his defender.
We've detailed his journey throughout, right? Called up midway through his 8th grade year out of necessity and jumped right into it, right into the waters, and it's either sink or swim, and he certainly swam. Look to the crease, save, rebound. Walendowski with a pair, crease violation against Syosset.
And you can see why Walendowski's going to Villanova. I mean, he is really good in the cage there.
How you doing, man?
McEntee. Here comes Syosset. It's been all, here comes East Islip. It's been all EI in this third quarter. We're tied at 6 at halftime. And that's one right into the stick. As easy as you like for Weisenfeld. Saw that one all the way.
Come on, Conrad.
Weather picking up here. Numbers. Goal. And it's the second of the game for Rosenfeld.
Really nice job here by Josh Chung on the clear. You're going to see him, he's going to carry this ball. Realize he's got numbers, and you get a slide upfield by East Islip, which you never want to do, and Rosenfeld, nice job finishing the ball.
And you feel like Syosset needed that one, right? Like everything was, like I just mentioned, going East Islip's way.
Yeah, they haven't had the ball much. They had a couple good opportunities by Waxer, didn't finish, and I don't know if a 3 or 4 goal lead would have been something they're comfortable with going into the fourth quarter. So a big goal, and now this becomes a big face-off between Bloom and Acevedo.
And we'll go to East Islip. They work to X, that's where Berlin is operating. McEntee comes out of the box. Goalie out to greet him. Feed, good job with the stick by Yaris. We've called his name a few times this afternoon.
Yeah, nice job. You play zone, you got to get those knockdowns and things like that. That's a really good job.
Loose ball comes to Syosset, and it's Disqui.
I'm shocked he didn't go right there. And I think that shows a little maturity, right? They haven't had the ball much. He realizes they need a possession. Get all your guys on. Got Chung coming back out of the box.
And you mentioned, right, it's a Calabria in our conversation mentioned Disqui's maturity, right? Where he's not, he took himself off a couple hockey teams and dedicated himself more to lacrosse in the offseason, especially.
Yeah, he wants to be great. We see it already today that he's done the work to do that. And, just become a leader. Said he didn't miss a single workout in the offseason, allowing Sass to get, a true leader, a true number one guy on their team.
Waxer gets the LSM in Cooper. Waxer gets a step, reverses, goes back the other way. There's the feed. Inside, low to high, sidearm attempt by Turner is off the mark.
Yeah, good look by Waxer. I think Waxer likes this matchup. Moving pick on Syosset there. That's a tough one.
And off the clear. It's good to have a track guy. And that's McEntee.
Yeah. Not a lot to worry about there. And if you're East Islip now, you got a 2-goal lead. You're just above a minute. I think you take this clock down to probably the last shot. Really take your time.
As you mentioned,
Totally.
shot clock coming to Long Island next year.
Yeah, can't come soon enough.
Yeah, seriously. Here's McEntee. Gets it back from Berlin. They'll play catch. Step down. Oh, man. Bringing the fire is Kalinowski.
I mentioned before that East Islip looked like they were getting a little bit more comfortable. You don't see the ball in guy stick for very long. And Berlin does a nice job. One more, and Kalinowski can set his feet. I mean, that is a laser from there.
So Berlin gets the assist, his third helper, and yeah,
Go.
When you sting the net like that, you can selly on the sideline. 3-1 for Kalinowski. Good job by Bloom, going backwards on this one to Heffernan.
Yeah, Bloom has figured it out in this second half. He's done a really nice job.
And that's one thing Zumo said. He said it was really kind of a four-way battle, and they have that king of the hill every practice, and that's kind of how it's determined on who's going to be the starter. Lefty shot by Ferraro. 19 seconds left. Islip would love to just get one more.
Nice play by Jake Gagliano there in the corner. Might give Syosset a chance here with under 10 to play.
Let's see.
Got to move it down the field right away. Ostrager again.
Off his stick. Loose ball battled for at midfield, but what a third quarter for East Islip. A 3-goal lead. They did a little bit of everything right, including nearly lighting the back of the net on fire as Kalinowski steps down and stings it. EI, a 10-7 lead after 3. Watching it all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's premier high school sports network. Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level. Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com.
Back at Syosset. Dylan Butler, Tom Rudy, our entire Varsity Media crew here. Game 1 of the season, and it's East Islip figuring things out there after a slow start. They've got a 3-goal lead heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think it started at the face-off X. Bloom does a nice job in the third quarter, and then East Islip handling the Syosset zone was a really nice job by them, and nice scrap by Syosset there in the middle of the field with Acevedo.
There's Goalie taken away by Cooper. And they'll go back to Walendowski for the clear. Pretty balanced scoring for East Islip. Heffernan with 3. Kalinowski with 3 as well. 2 apiece for Baldino and McEntee. And Hannigan with 1 and 1. 3 assists go to Berlin as well.
Yeah, they just did a nice job of keeping the ball hot, just keep moving the ball and try to find the matchup or the open guy where it was.
And McEntee, his third. A timely one as well.
27, McEntee.
You kind of felt, right, Tom, like that first goal in the fourth quarter, which way is going to go? It goes East Islip's way.
Yeah, nice job by Ferrara drawing a slide, and McEntee has done that a couple times today. Just attack the guy who's sliding to him, and he's a really tough cover. He's a big kid, he's a strong kid, he's fast, and he doesn't get tired. He's been out here all day. That's a big goal early in this fourth quarter.
A bit of a switch now at the face-off X. Acevedo had taken every one of those to this point, and Bloom got the better of him. So this time it was Nick Turner taking that face-off, and Bloom another win. I don't know, Tom. East Islip might have found their face-off guy.
Yeah, Coach said he wasn't really sure. They do that king of the hill at the end of practice to see who's going to be the number one. But it looks to me like Bloom has figured it out. And with this lead, Dylan, Syosset can't sit in the zone. They have to come out and play and be a little bit more aggressive.
That kind of fits right into what Islip wants to do as well.
Yeah, another good look by Hannigan.
Stick check on that shot opportunity by McEntee. And here comes Zhang, coming off a terrific football season. Conrad Zhang. Look at Disqui, riding like his pants are on fire.
That was great hustle all the way around. That was Kalinowski, who was, I think, right around goal line extended, who wound up picking up a ground ball 80 yards on the other side of the field. It's great hustle by East Islip getting it back. By
the way, we should shout out now Charlie Kalinowski as well. We were wondering, right, the number. He's wearing 44. We had him at 7, but, we see you 44.
Yeah, nice job so far, Charlie.
Here's McEntee. Goalie on him. Good stick check by Goalie, affecting the turnover.
Listen, we know, we've seen a million of these games, Dylan. 4 goals is not anything that's that you can't overcome. So Syosset just needs to settle down, get it clear, get a good offensive possession, and start chipping away.
Look at the ride, though, for East Islip. They have it in their toolbox to go 10-man. Not doing it here, though, but they're still going to likely get the turnover. And there is 44, Kalinowski, right on cue.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah. Vitazulo. It's not a complete EI team, as you mentioned. Right, a couple guys not on the field today. Ethan Bernardo's usually were expected to be, slated to be starting attackman. Not on the field. Neither, as you mentioned, Ryan Parker, the Rutgers commit. Step down shot, but I tell you what, that young man's on the field. Matty Baldino burying it.
Number 12, goal by number 12. Baldino assisted by McEntee.
Yeah, East Islip runs a little weave here. You see McEntee just drawing 2, and he kind of pulls the defenders out, gives Baldino more room, and Baldino is not going to miss from there.
Yeah, Baldino waiting for the defender to come his way, never did. So I was like, I'll take that space.
And that's the effect a player like McEntee can have. He starts sweeping to the middle of the field. He instantly gets doubled, and he just carries the double and lets one of his teammates get a good open look.
Bloom, another wing, gets hammered by Goalie. We'll have a timeout by East Islip. Good one by Zumo there. As his face-off guy got lit up by the axe murderer. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for these teams. A lot of it here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And here's Syosset's upcoming schedule, and where is the cupcake there? There are none. No cupcakes for these guys. Southside, Pequot, Cold Spring Harbor, Kellenberg, Island Trees, Manhasset, and Cary. The gauntlet that is the Power Conference here in Nassau County. And you see a little asterisk there. Those are the games on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We'll show you EI's upcoming schedule as well. They got Connecticut, different looking Connecticut team this year. Sayville, Smithtown West, also a different look there. New head coach, Hopog, and there's one of those that you highlight. We'll have it for you as well. Shoreham Wading River, and then Harbor Fields and John Glenn.
Yeah, both these teams playing, a murderer's row of a schedule. But that's what you want. That's what we want, Dylan, right? We love seeing, the great teams battle it out and play each other. And deep down, the kids, that's what they want as well.
Yeah, we're your Big Ten/ACC network here, right?
Right,
Like we're bringing
right.
you all the big matchups.
That's what we want. We want big-time games.
That's right. Syracuse Duke, I think that's tonight. That's fine. We're bringing you the best high school ball here on the island.
That's right. And the first of many on Varsity Media, which does such a good job of bringing big games.
Late flag here, and I think it might have been as Hannigan got knocked down. So second man up opportunity on this delayed penalty for EI.
Yeah, and East Islip with a 5-goal lead and a man up coming, I think is going to be patient.
And it's really kind of pick your poison here, right? So many guys have been involved. That's going to be a plus there for Tommy Zumo. Great feed. That's off the bar as well. Kalinowski stung it and gets back out to McEntee. Ferraro. Patience, understandably. Now getting topside, firing it high, Ferraro.
Great patience by East Islip. And we had said it earlier, waiting for Ferraro to kind of get his opportunity. As a transfer in, he grew up with these kids, Coach told us, but he wanted one. Another great hitch, get to the middle, and you can see why he's going to BU. That's a big-time shot right there.
They'll wave off that penalty on the goal by Ferraro. A year ago at Islip, 22 goals, 12 assists, and 34 assists. Grew up playing PAL ball with McEntee as well, and so a lot of these guys he's already familiar with. It sometimes takes time if you're a transfer, but he's just jumping right in and already knows all the boys.
Right. And if you're Coach Zuma, how do you like opening up your email? Oh, by the way, you got a new transfer and he's a BU commit and another midi at that.
Yeah. Next email, hey, we've got a number one defender for you as well, coming in from Chaminade.
Right.
Another flag. I think he's getting a little bit chippy out there. And this will be a cross check. Against East Islip. So third man up opportunity for Syosset. Capitalize on their first. And they will need to get one here. Down 13-7.
Well, last time they were man up, East Islip locked Waxer and played 4. This time they're going to lock Disqui. Looks like, they're going to lock Disqui, which is probably a good move after what we saw early in this game. But it should open up opportunities. 5-on-4 in front of the cage here.
So here's Rosenfeld. We're playing 5-on-4. Disqui just gets out of the way wisely. You don't need traffic over there.
Yeah, nice job here by East Islip.
Waxer splits defenders. Waxer! A much needed goal. Another man up goal for Syosset.
Goal by number 19.
Yeah, this is a nice job by Waxer, just kind of running through a check here. East Islip was pressuring out, and if you're not going to get a step down on pressure, there's the pressure out there on Nick Turner, and Waxer just kind of runs through it. And it may not matter for this game, Dylan, but they need Brody Waxer to get going. So if it's something that gets him going for the rest of the season, that's a good sign.
Canfora back in at face-off, and his first, I want to say, since the first quarter. Acevedo took a shot to the face, so another penalty now against East Islip.
Yeah, East Islip's trying to make it interesting here for us, Dylan. This is good, We'll get some action right to the end.
Not good for Tommy Zumo and his staff.
No, I'm sure he's not happy with, no reason to foul there. They want to face off, that's fine. Just get in and play D.
So another man up opportunity This will be a 1-minute slash. And that's the one thing that we'll say too, right? This is the 4th man up, and they've all been of the 1-minute variety, right? Syosset, there's no any of these 30-second technical fouls. They've all been 1 minute. And the same strategy we're seeing locking off Disqui.
Yeah, so let's see if East Islip kind of stays a little more compact and doesn't try to pressure out and give these guys an opportunity. I think with Walendowski in the cage, you're better off just kind of sitting, let him make some saves.
There's Rosenfeld. Skips it. Quick ball movement. Losing it momentarily there was Accardo. Gets it right back. The third Accardo. Following his brother's footsteps, and there's another man-up goal. Nick Turner. Three for 4 on man-up opportunities for Syosset.
You know, it's hard to play 5-on-4 for a full minute. You know, I get the idea of locking Disqui. I probably would do it similarly, but, you know, that's the risk you run, you know, allowing him to go 5-on-4. Nice job by Nick Turner there, going overhand into the far pipe, making it really tough on Walendowski. And now all of a sudden, you know, you're back to 4, which is very reasonable with you know, 4.5 or so to go. This turns into a big face-off between Bloom and Acevedo.
And Turner gets his first. And interesting, too, the words, right, when we spoke with Coach about Turner, said he's a guy who needs to be able to dodge, right, and draw double teams. Said if Waxer or if Disqui are locked, he needs to step up. Certainly did there on the man-up. Big ground ball here, and it's won by Syosset. Good trail check. Is that McEntee? It was. Disqui. Let him eat. Goal number 5.
You don't want a loose ball around David Disqui. I mean, every one he picks up, he runs through these checks, and there's 1 check, there's 2, there's 3, here comes the 4th, and he goes overhand, and all of a sudden, now it's a 3-goal, you know, game with 4 to go. And those 2 penalties back-to-back, you know, with a 6-goal lead, now all of a sudden you allow Syosset to hang around, and it's raining, and nothing's going to be easy here these last 4 minutes.
And both of those were cashed in by Syosset as well. So it's not just the possession that came with those 1-minute man-up opportunities. Syosset buried both.
Nice ground ball by Charlie Kalinowski.
Very good. He was definitely harassed.
That is a really nice play off the wing by a long pole. And if you're East Islip here, you have to stay, you know, with some movement. You can't just stand around and throw the ball. You're going to get pressured. Whoever's got Goalie on him has got to be careful, right? We know he's going to hunt. And here's McEntee, and McEntee's probably the right guy for the matchup.
He even waited for Goalie to come out to him. Just so he could try to beat him with his feet.
Yeah. And you see McEntee right there. He understands it's not about going to the cage.
Well, that's a tough pass. It was a deflection. Scoot back across, but now here comes Goalie.
He'll go.
Will Goalie feeds the crease. Waxer, save up high.
Huge save by Walendowski. That was a big moment right there. Nice job by Goalie with the long pole. And I'm sure the East Islip bench right now is saying, guys, we don't need to skip the ball into the middle of the field. Let's just take our time. You know, these early season moments, right? You can't practice a lot of this stuff. You know, it's hard to simulate it in practice. Hey, we're up some goals and we got to move the ball around. Your defense is never going to be as aggressive and you know, put the pressure on that another team will. So this is new.
Or even honestly, even in a scrimmage.
Right. Because it doesn't mean as much now, you know. So now this is, yeah, there's one right there.
Hannigan got hit, and now if you're East Islip, take your time, right?
Well, it's bonus time, right? So you could get this down as far as you go, and then you go up for a minute at least. I don't know what they're going to call there, but yeah, I don't think you rush this at all.
Here's Heffernan inside the final 2 minutes. And again, that's not what you want for East Islip.
These guys are, they're tired and they're wet and they got beat up a little bit out here today. This is all new, for this season. So they're discussing, this is one of those borderline calls, whether it's a 1 minute or a 2 minute.
So start Jeremy Mallon, the freshman, called for the infraction. It's a 1 minute cross check against Mallon. So again, you do the math, right? If you just hold on to the ball here, you're now 47 seconds left, up by 3.
And remember, there is no shot clock here. So it's not like, after the minute penalty, you got to, look to go to the cage. So you really should be playing 6 wide here and just throwing the ball around.
Yeah, if it's a basketball terminology, right? You go 4 corners. Or you do that. You call a timeout.
Yeah, Zumo's frustrated. That's obviously something he talked about. And, you don't need to carry the ball there. Good timeout by Coach Zumo. Now, if you're Syosset, you may come out and double the ball. I know you're down a man, but doesn't matter whether you lose by 3 or lose by 4. So you may see them come out and double. I probably would leave the farthest man. See in this rainy, wet day, if they have to, throw one all the way across the field, maybe they airmail it out of bounds.
And there's a look at the East Islip huddle, and we've mentioned it in prior years, but for still a young coach, right, in Zumo, 3rd year, how great is it to have a guy like Tim Cox on your staff, a guy who was for 30 years at Bayshore.
Absolutely. Tim was a great coach at Bayshore, and he comes over and, he's probably seen all of these situations. There was a lot of strange stuff, but when you coach for that long, you see all that stuff, and to be in Zumo's ear is huge. And their other assistant, Kevin Quinn, is another excellent lacrosse mind.
All right, off the timeout. Cauley takes it away from McEntee. So Cauley wins that battle.
Yeah, that's a great check. He set him up and threw a little back check there. That's the first time I think I saw McEntee tired today.
Here's Gagliano. Trail check, and were they offside? Hang on, flag on the field.
So we might get a man up here. Was the flag before the timeout call? Haven't heard anything yet, but that changes the dynamics right now of this possession.
It was offside.
So a 30-second offsides on East Islip. So now Syosset down 3, right, with a man up. So you got to go quick, but you have the extra guy, so you should get a good look. Then you cut it to 2 with whatever time is left, and you got to win some face-offs. So we still got a game here.
And this is just the first of our upcoming sportscasts. We have Port Washington and Hollow Hills. That should be a fun one. I know you're on the call for that. Syosset, Southside, Albion at Cold Spring Harbor, as Manhasset and Cold Spring Harbor lock horns. Southside will be keeping a close eye on that game because they'll have Dennis Bond Seahawks. And then we go to Suffolk County, a good one. West Islip and Bayport Blue Point. A year ago, the Phantoms won in overtime in that matchup. Syosset, Pequea, Syosset, Cold Spring Harbor, and Southside Garden City, all right here on the the Varsity Media Sports Network. So if you want a goal quick, that's the guy who you like the ball in his stick. And it's also the #1 defender for East Islip in McCaffrey. Disqui. They slide his way. He'll get it back. They got to go. Drives past Cooper. Disqui. Feeds it in front. Waxer. The trail check was by Cooper. Disqui gets the GB. Splits defenders. Disqui off the mark. So Waxer puts it back in. We'll try to go GLE. Turns on the turf back out. Waxer with 18. Gotta go. Rosenfeld. Waxer. It was Eaton. I think that was 18. Liam Allen with the block, and that's how it ends with East Islip. Listen, we're in March. You survive in advance in the month of March. And that's what EI has done in game #1.
Yeah, nice job by East Islip. They got blitzed early. It was David Disquay, right? Just kind of, blitzing them early, getting a whole bunch of goals, but they settled in, got it back to even by halftime, and then, were able to get a lead and sort of survive at the end there with some mistakes. But a good non-league game and a good win for East Islip.
Time now, Tom, as the teams will line up for their post-game handshake. It's our time for our speedy play of the game. Improve your speed with Onyx Salva and team. Located in Garden City, visit speedislandny.com to book your session today. And we go to the guy who led the way today for Syosset. We go back. Loose ball. You know who's getting it, right? Disqui, and then he turns on the jets. This is like a Ferrari out there, right? We're going to change gears. We're going to speed towards the cage, and then it's clinical for David Disqui. One of his 5 goals on the afternoon for Syosset, and also our speedy play of the game.
Yeah, Disqui had a great game, and McAtee had a great game. Two of the real fine players on Long Island, 2 of the top players on Long Island. And we saw a little bit, glimpses of that East Islip, full junior, senior class. There's a lot of talent there, some first game jitters and things like that. And then from the Syosset side, I think you walk away and realize we just played a really good team. Our young goalie, made some saves, and we have some work to do. We got to figure out how to get, other scorers involved. We got to get Brody Waxer, we got to get Nick Turner, we got to get Acevedo. And if they can figure that out, they're going to be okay.
That man right there, Disqui, 5 goals to lead all scorers today. Rosenfeld with a pair. Waxer, a quiet 1-1. Turner with a goal, and Ostrager with a goal as well for Syosset. On the other side, for East Islip, pretty good balance there as well, right? Heffernan and Kalinowski and Baldino and McEntee, all with 3 goals apiece. You had 1 for Hannigan, you had 1 for Ferraro, and 3 big assists for Jake Berlin, and then some big saves as well by Walendowski, especially when Syosset was pressing late and trying to get the winner.
And he had that circus save early on. That was a penalty, but it was a save. So
that'll do it here from Syosset High School. East Islip will have a pleasant trip back to Suffolk County after a 13-10 win, and plenty of teaching moments for Tommy Zumo as he gets back to the laboratory and gets his guys ready for what they hope is their first ever county championship run. For our entire Varsity Media crew, our executive producer, Ben Turchin, our technical director, Chris Sweeney, for Ron Pierre and Travis DeLuise, doing a great job battling all those elements to bring you all those moving images, from my broadcast partner, Tom Rooney. Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us from Syosset High School. We look forward to seeing you next time right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.